All right, so this is the first episode of a series I'm calling Roll the Dice, which is basically going to borrow the format of my friend Levi's videos, where I'll walk through the scaling of my agency and kind of everything that's involved with that, as well as like personal updates and evolution that goes along with that too. So this is from when I started my agency in like May of 2023 to this week, so call it February 19th. So this is what we're at so far. Um, Started in May at community college. I knew I was in school just so I didn't look like a loser because I didn't have anything else going on really. I just found SMMA. I've heard of it before, but I was messing around with some other stuff. I was trying copywriting, trying a bunch of other stuff, and just none of it was going great. So, and like at the beginning, while I was at community, I did a bunch of fluff. Um, like I thought I needed a website before I could start doing outreach. I thought I needed a logo, I needed LLCs, I needed all that stuff, which you don't really need. You just need to start doing outreach, really. But anyway, that's kind of where I started at, and then kind of along the way, I started getting a little bit momentum, and I decided to not transfer to another school after my 2 years at community. But it was nowhere near like successful enough to where that decision was really justified. I just knew school was going to be a waste of time and money, so I kind of just made the leap and went into it. And then so from when I started in May of 2023 to the end of last year to December, I only made $3,190 for 8 months. So not great. That's why when telling my family and everything I'm not going to go to school was kind of an interesting conversation, but whatever. It's for the best. What can you do? And then for this year, in January and February each, I made like $1,000. So better than I was doing the previous year, but still not great. And then actually in March, I hit a pretty big jump, and I made just under 8,000. And it was all from cold calls and referrals from current clients. So that was pretty cool. And then now for April, we're halfway through April, and I'm on track to pretty comfortably pass it. I already have signed enough clients to where it should be a done deal, and then I have like 3,000 in recurring that I bill everybody at the end of the month for. So we should be good, but you never know. You don't want to, I don't want to say I did it yet because you never know. But we're right there. So pretty big improvements in a short period of time. Really long buildup of 8 months of just being stuck in the same spot, not listening to people ahead of me, being lazy, everything that goes along with starting an agency, kind of the same thing everybody goes through. But kind of got some stuff together, and now we're looking okay. So this is the Stripe screenshots. Like I said, this is the previous 8 months from when I started, and then let me move that. This is just for March, so just under 8,000, and then this month will hopefully be closer to like definitely past 10, but hopefully we'll be closer to like 12. It's kind of what it's looking like right now. Um, but yeah, kind of a little bit more into it. I think I went over most of this stuff already, but the cool thing was like I didn't really do anything different either. I just kind of kept showing up and rolling the dice, which is why I name it this the series that. But really, it wasn't anything crazy different, which is wild. Like I was still doing same cold calls. I was nothing changed in service delivery. It kind of just all fell together at the start or at one time, which was really cool. Yeah, I had to do. I did figure some stuff out in terms of like getting better at sales calls and stuff like that, but it wasn't like it wasn't like this one thing that I figured out and then immediately like just blew up from there. It wasn't like that. It was just over time, like I think enough water had built up behind the dam where it finally just broke. Um, and that's kind of why you need to stick with it for a long time, I think, because if you quit, then you absolutely are going to fail. Like that, there's no other option. But if you don't quit, eventually you'll figure some stuff out, and that's kind of what happened to me. So my plan for April was to hit 10K in the first half of the month, which pretty much, and then the second half of the month I was going to hire a VA and train them, because my bottleneck right now is time. So I spend a lot of time calling all my client leads, talking to them, getting them scheduled for all their appointments and everything, which just takes a lot of time away from me when I need to be using that time to do whether cold calls or have ads running and just do demos and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, and so earlier in April, the first 2 weeks of April, I got 3 new clients from just actually four from just sheer effort of like just going on as many sales calls as I could. I didn't even do that many cold calls to get there, but it just kind of worked out. Um, so that was pretty neat too, to know like, hey, if I really need to like flip the switch and turn it on, I was able to do it, which was pretty neat. That's a new one. Um, but I was going to get into goals for this channel a little bit. It's pretty simple. It's just to see the evolution of the agency and also myself as a person, because you can't really grow an agency without growing as a person or any type of business, in my opinion, at least. Um, and then the other one is just document the process. So I'll be checking in with these every 2 weeks is what I plan to do. Kind of see what the bottlenecks were, if we're able to fix them from week to week and all that stuff. And then ideally, I'd like to be able to help out some other agency owners along the way. You know, if they can learn anything from the stuff that I talk about or the things that lessons I've learned through my own journey, then that's all for the better. So pretty simple stuff there. And in each video, I'm going to go through negatives of the 2 weeks and then positives of the past 2 weeks. So negatives for this 2 weeks is I had 2 really bad onboarding meetings. One of them I wasn't even able to get onboarded because there was a bunch of technical stuff with Facebook, and the other one was also technical stuff with Facebook. I was able to get them figured out eventually, but it took way too long, and that's not really the type of first impressions you want to leave with clients. So I need to fix that stuff. I need to have a better process for that. Another one, my diet was all over the place for this week, these last 2 weeks, I should say, because I was just so focused on getting these new clients and getting all this stuff dialed in. I just ate whatever, which is not great. I'm still going to the gym and everything, still working out hard, but macros, I missed them for for the whole 2 weeks. And then this is getting cleared up now, actually. But the start of this week, all of my clients' lead flow, like, very weird. At the same time, they just almost came to a stop across all ad accounts, different states, everything, and I couldn't figure it out why. I think it might have just been an algorithm thing. It seems to be picking up now, but yeah, nothing too awfully bad. Positives for the week. I've been closing at a really high rate on sales calls since my friend Levi, who's this format is borrowed from. Since he helped me out with some sales stuff, I had 5 demos for the last 2 weeks and closed 4, which was pretty cool. And you can say my prices are too low at that point, but whatever. I'm still happy with it. And then another one is within those 2 weeks, or in the first week actually, I got $4K collected in new cash, which was a PR. I've never done that much in a week before. I know it's small numbers compared to some other people, but I think it's pretty cool. I was happy about it. And I'm enjoying sales now that Levi's helped me out and I have a better framework for that. I have a really good group of guys that I talk with every day in the Discord channel. I'm just grateful for those guys that I get to kind of go through everything that we're all going through together, and it's not just like completely on your own, which is really nice. And then I got a new computer this week, which is kind of surprising me how much better it is than my last one. So I'm happy about that. But that's pretty much it for the positives. Goals for the next 2 weeks is I'm going to start the hiring process for the VAs, interview some VAs, and start the campaigns for all the new clients that I got, as well as trying to get more organized and get some more systems in place for stuff like onboarding, for stuff like client campaigns and everything. So the more clients I get, the more I grow. I don't, just fall apart from being too disorganized. And then last thing is just this community. I don't want to, it's free. I don't really have anything to sell you or anything, but if you're trying to build an agency and you're in that kind of space, the Discord is so helpful. It's not mine. It's Levi owns it, so I don't have any gain from it. But yeah, if you want to get access to that, I'll leave Levi's channel in the description and then his Instagram and everything. So you can DM him and ask to get into it, but only join in if you're actually trying to grow or to start your agency. If otherwise, like you're just gonna make it worse for everybody. So just keep that in mind. And then I made an Instagram to kind of go along with this. I usually don't have Instagram because kind of distractions and everything, but I made a new one just for this purpose. So if you guys want to follow that, I'll link that in the description as well. But that's pretty much it. Series are going to be pretty simple. They're mostly going to be just like this. So I'll be putting these in, like I said, every 2 weeks or so. And then I plan on, if I have some specific things in mind, like I might do one on cold calling and stuff like that, that I'm kind of pretty knowledgeable about, then I'll post a video on that too. But this was it for the first one. I'll see you guys next time.